I finally found the all-new Ford Ranger Raptor, and it might be the best one yet. I still haven't seen a TRD Pro Tacoma, but as of right now, this might be the king of the hill. I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller, Super Ford, here in Salt Lake City. Be sure to ask for Diego. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see the pricing on this build, and then I'm gonna take you guys around this truck, and we're gonna spend some time on that suspension too. At the very top is a description with the colors, shelter green, and you have the black interior. And here is a partial listing of the standard equipment. Down below are all the options, so there's really just 3. You have the secure code, keypad, bed liner, and then the wheel lock kit. Destination comes in at $1595. You guys see the base price there, with total price being $57,875. And here are the fuel economy numbers. The first thing you'll notice about the Ranger Raptor is how wide it is, thanks to those fender flares. Now on the front end, they do have full LED headlights, turn signals, high and low beam. Also, your fog lights down below are going to be a projector style LED. And they give you this gray and silver on the lower bumper. And I believe that might be metal right here for sure. But you do have some plastic here finished in silver. Parking sensors all the way around, even off to the side there. And there is a flow through right next to that fog light. And recovery loops here. And check out those big old skid plates. They go pretty far back. And active grille shutters. They do spill out forward in that front grille. There's also a camera at the very top with a sprayer, so if it gets muddy, you can spray it off. On the hood, nice lines. They do have these fake vents for styling. I think they're fake. When we open the hood, we'll check for sure. But overall, very aggressive styling. This is a really nice pickup truck. So here is a look at the suspension on this Ranger Raptor. Upper and lower control arms are forged aluminum, and your steer knuckle is actually finished in steel, but you can see how they hollowed it out for weight savings. You also have your 2.5-inch Fox live valves. So if you don't know, that 2.5 inch is basically the body of the shock absorber there too. Now on the other side, you see that stabilizer bar just a little bit better on this side. Now that is a direct acting stabilizer bar, which will move 1-to-1 with that hub. Now it's kind of hard to see, but there is a sensor right there. So if you don't know, these Fox live valve shocks do compression adjustments on the fly. And in the comment section, who can tell me how much suspension travel this truck has? Be sure to pause it to give your answer, but it has 10.1 inches of suspension travel. That's pretty insane. Now let's talk about these tires. These are the BF Goodrich, and they're not the KO2s. I was actually shocked by that. They're actually the KO3. So this is a new generation of tire for BF Goodrich. 17-inch wheel. And the tire size is right here, LT 285/70/17. So that's basically 32.7 inches tall. And this tire is actually pretty wide. You ready for this? This tire is 11.2 inches wide. I was really shocked by that. I mean, that's wider than some of your HD trucks out there. Overall, you guys can see those fender flares on the front end. They are finished in gray, just like the front bumper. And they also give you another fake vent right here. I don't believe this is functional. And painted mirror caps. Let's go ahead and jump back so you guys can see the whole side view of this truck. There is an availability for B-locks and graphics if you are into that kind of stuff. I'm going to change the position of this truck because I want you guys to see this shelter green a little bit better. That's a lot better. Painted door handles. You can see that key code at the very top there. I'll show it to you in a second, but you have your high clearance steps down below. They have a Raptor badge right there. And here are your door handles with your smart key system. Blind spot monitoring, more cameras, and you have a turn signal right there. Now on your fuel, they do recommend 91 with this engine, and 20.2 gallon fuel tank. Now the regular Rangers have leaf springs out back. You guys can see your coilover set up in the rear. Notice how it leans forward too. Now this is a pretty cool suspension. I'll show it to you in a second, but you do have your links. You can see one right there. You can see those live valves out back a little bit better on this side. Let's walk over to the other side so you guys can see this pretty cool rear suspension. Do you guys see your rear diff? And you guys see those links? So this is called a Watt link. I have not seen this on newer trucks. And if you go back in time, you've probably seen this before for those pretty hardcore off-road pickups. And I'm shocked that Ford used this. Now, this Watt link has a central pivot right there, as you guys can see on that rear diff. And one thing to mention too are these shocks out back. Let me go on the other side. You still can't really see it, but it's right here. But the rear shocks have a remote reservoir, which gives you some extra oil, which is going to help with cooling. So that's what's cool about this rear suspension. You have the Watts link, and you can see some of your links too in there as well. They're kind of hidden, but you also have more cooling on these rear shocks because of that oil reservoir right here. And you can see some of your protection there for those shock absorbers. And I didn't mention it, but front and rear lockers as well. Also, did you guys see on the window sticker what the rear axle was? I can't remember now. Hold on one second. This does have a 373 rear. And notice your spare tire. Also, they provide these recovery loops, and you probably can lift the truck up from your hitch out back too. LED lights for your license plate, dual exhaust, and then just check out the overall styling out back. They just give you that one Raptor badge and they stamp Ranger down below. Full LED taillights. This is the only Ranger that gets these taillights. Not even a Lariat gets these. There's also another light right here for if you're hooking up to a trailer at night. Assisted tailgate. And then they give you what looks to be 4 tie downs around the bed. Bed lights are on both sides as well. They do stamp forward there, and then they give you a 12 volt and 120 volt plug. Lifting up the tailgate's pretty easy. There is a backup camera as well. And then here's a side view. And those are some pretty nice polished tips too on the exhaust. Here is the 3-liter twin turboed V6 known as the EcoBoost. They also give you a Ford Performance badge front and center. What is so special about this engine, however? It does have aluminum heads, and they are using a compacted graphite iron block. It's going to have 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. Now online it says this engine is direct import injection, but I saw somewhere where they said that the Ford Explorer ST that has a similar engine of this one, actually probably the same thing, it said that it had just direct injection, so I'm not sure what to believe. So online on Ford's website it says port and direct injection, so we'll just go with that. All that power does go through a 10-speed transmission. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. Here is the door card, and they do provide a soft touch material. I don't even know what this is. It's kind of spongy, has a nice appearance, but I'm not sure if they should have just went with all leather, but I guess this gives it more of like a sportier appearance. Seat memories are right there, and then here are all your controls. You have power, folding, glass, but the Lariat has the same thing, so it's not a surprise. But all this is soft touch, but down here, all hard plastic. This does have a 10-speaker B&O, including a subwoofer. Here are your seating controls, 10-way, including lumbar support. And overall design is really, really nice. They give you like this orange color. Great bolstering on the sides of the seats, more of that suede here, there, and on the side right there. These are not perforated leather, and I would like to see that on a nearly $60,000 truck. Now they do give you some plastic trimming here. These headrests are not tilt, which I would like to see as well, but overall sporty seats. I almost wonder if Recaro designed these seats for Ford. They look great. Now here's that kick plate down below. Let's check out the passenger side. They do provide a grab handle here, and this is where the release is for the door. Auto up and down for just the front windows too. And then check out this plastic graphic that they give you. Grab handle on this side, but not on the driver's side. They do provide a cover right there. And then open storage. And then glove boxes down below. This seat is an 8-way seat, including the lumbar. You still have that great bowstring. And I didn't point out, but you guys can see that orange stitching as well. Out back, they do cheap up a little bit because they just give you hard plastic and they don't give you that same graphic in the rear, but you still have soft touch right here and here. And no 60/40 bench even on this truck either. So it's the same as the Lariat down to the XLT, because I haven't done a video yet on the XL, so I'm not sure on that one. No air vents, 120 volt power plug however, and you have two USBs. You have a type A and a type C. Seat back pockets, and they do provide an armrest for the center and a power sliding glass with defrost. Here's some of your lighting controls down below. And then check out the steering wheel. They do give you perforated leather, and they do have a Raptor badge right there. More of that orange stitching. Now 12-inch screen right here, push button start. It's kind of hidden. Trailer brake right on the dash. Now down below here, you do have your wireless charger, you have two USBs, a little bit of storage right there, cup holders, gear selector. It also has pretty big paddle shifters too. Electronic parking brake. And then here's your drive modes. Let's kind of go through them really quickly. So all the way to the left, you have slippery, tow haul, sport, normal, off-road, and Baja. And I apologize for having that little menu up there, but you guys kind of get the idea, right? Yeah, pretty cool that they give that to you. They don't have an eco mode though, I just noticed. And now if you click this button, watch what happens here. This is basically your off-road page. So it shows you your tire pressure. You have your front and rear locker. Now you can't use a locker out front without the one in the rear. I just tried it just now actually. And then this is your trail control. So it says it is on, and then you can just turn it off that way too. Now if you do lock the rear, it does illuminate there orange to show you that you've made that change there. And at some point at certain speeds, that'll just turn back off again. You can disable your parking sensors. And if you are going off-road, that front camera can help you maneuver a little bit better, and you can change that as well. Here's a parking assistance here, and then traction control can be turned off, and then auto stop start. And then here is that center console. It has a 12-volt power plug and a tray. And then at the very top, I haven't seen auxiliary switches yet in a Ranger, so there you go, first time for me. And then there's a spot for your sunshades. You can slide that rear glass, and you have the LED interior lights with HomeLink system here. Now as far as the vanity goes, they do provide lighting with a mirror on both sides. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door, and then I'll pretty much end the video. Front gross axle rating is going to be 3,351 pounds. The rear is 3,616 pounds with a gross vehicle weight rating of 6,790 pounds. That axle code is a 4L, 17 by 8.5 wide wheels. All in payload is going to be 1,365 pounds, 39 PSI front and rear for the tires. So I hope you guys liked the video. This is my first time actually doing a video on the Ranger Raptor. I've been having a hard time finding these trucks because people are so excited they just go and pick them up as soon as they get here. So hopefully I have a chance to do another one with one just like this one, but it just has the B-lock wheels on it. So just stay tuned for that. See you guys soon.